So, thanks so much for being members of the Tarot Astrology Manifesting Group. If you are watching this from YouTube, then consider joining our group, facebook.com/Tarot Astrology Manifesting Group. Now, I'm going over some of the comments we received on a post that I posted, and it's talking about do something today that would have been considered um, something for you to be burned at the stake for, as far as spiritually. So some person says, literally, my entire existence, I'm bisexual Native woman who practices Wicca. Okay. Somebody else says her resting bitch face. And then I added preparing herbal remedies, sage cleansing, new moon rituals. Someone else says Reiki. They do Reiki. All of these things 400 years ago, you would have been burned at the stake for doing these things. Okay. A lot of times when people think of witches, they think of, the green face with the hat on, flying a broom somewhere. But a lot of what we do naturally would have been considered um, to be something to be burned at the stake for 400 years ago. So someone else says they talk to spirits. You know, talking to spirits 400 years ago would have gotten you burned at the stake. Okay, a lot of people are saying Reiki, tarot, doing tarot readings would have gotten you burned at the stake. Aren't you so glad for the times we live in now? Okay. Someone else says they're a homeopath and they treat people successfully. Let's see what else somebody says. Somebody else says they're queer. Somebody else says they fix herbal teas and tinctures. They use the earth to heal. Someone else says they use oracle tarot cards. They do energy clearing. A lot of that would have gotten you burned at the stake 400 years ago. So aren't you glad we live in the times we live in now? Amazing. And let's see. Somebody else says they put themselves in a trance. They do tarot readings. They line up their crystals. Someone else says they do mediumship readings. Um, Someone else says herbal medicines. They work in their apothecary. They're clairvoyant, clairaudient, using herbs. A lot of this would have gotten you burned at the stake. So be thankful for the times that we live in now. Now, moving on to Scorpio season. Happy birthday to all of the Scorpios out there. Just 1 minute. Alrighty, I'm back. So yeah, as I was saying, happy birthday to all of the Scorpios out there. And I asked everybody to pull a card for the collective. And these are the cards that came out. I had the one of the Ace of Pentacles. Somebody else had the Two of Pentacles. Somebody else had Queen of Cups. Somebody else had Knight of Cups. So we have Pentacles and Cups. Okay. And someone else pulled the Hierophant. She says, this is a card of following the well-worn path of conventional structures. In a nutshell, will you conform or question and rebel? And let's see, someone else, I think it was Heather. I think she had the Queen of Cups. So overall, it looks like it's going to be a very good month for a lot of people. Now let's go on ahead and get back into the readings. Let's see who else is still watching. Okay, let me get back over here. There we go. All right. Let me get out of this. Just 1 minute, everybody. 1 minute. All right. Hi, Lakonda. Lakonda says, my mouth would have got me burned. Just speaking your mind, right? I know that's right. Mhm, mhm. Stephanie says she completed her Yamaya ritual work. Awesome. All right. So let me get back to the list. All right. Let's see. Lisa number 6. And let's see. Kristen Idamir. I'm just catching up on everything so that once I start, I don't have to keep stopping to see who said what. Oh, thank you, Ashley. Ashley says, yes, you can show my name. Okay. I love it. Tracy wants number 5. Number 5 is pretty much romance. All right. Bernada says, I can show her name. Thank you. Ashley says, that's so true. And some people don't like tarot cards now, which everyone's different. But the thing is, I believe tarot cards are messages from the universe and from God. Yes. Okay, let's see here. Thank you, Ashley. Hi, Anuja. Anuja wants number 2, and Kristen wants number 5. All right, so let's go on ahead and continue. Anuja, number 2. Okay. So again, this is the astrological spread, and I'm going to be doing one free. If you want 3 areas, then it's 1212. And I have the information pinned to the comments. All right, so let me remove the areas so that you can see the cards I'm pulling. Uh-oh. There we go. All right, next on the list is Vanada. Vanada wants to look at finances, everybody. Vanada. Vanada. Finances. Vanada. Spirit is saying you are going to work your magic as far as finances are concerned. This is a good time also for you to like play the lottery because you have the magician card and it's saying that you're just magically going to have the money you need when you need it, and you might magically come up with money you were not even expecting. So next month finances look good for you. It looks like you're going to come into some unexpected money. That was for Banada. Let me see if I can put these 12 areas on the screen to the side somewhere. 1 minute, everybody. Because I know I'm going to get tired of constantly putting it up, putting it down. So, all right. That was for Banada. Let's see who's next. Asia. Is Asia still with us? Asia. Oh, you can't see number 1. 1 minute. Okay, is Asia still watching? Asia. All right, I think you can pretty much see that. All right, this is for Asia. Hi, Teresa. Teresa wants number 8. Okay, I'll put you on the list. Teresa wants to look at transformation. Again, well, you know what? I didn't mention this, but the deck that I'm using is the Gilded Tarot Royal deck. All right, Asia. Is Asia still watching? Okay, I think Asia had to leave. What about Vishali? Vishali. So if you're just tuning in, type in a number between 1 and 12. And that'll let me know you want a free card pull. Vaishali, okay, we have Asia, Vaishali, Kishon. I know sometimes people put their name on a list, but they can't stay around. Hi, Jessica. I have you down. Jessica. All right. Anybody see Asia or Vaishali? What about Kishon? Okay, Kishon is still here. So we're moving on to Kishon. And Kishon wants to look at house 3. House 3 is the house of communication. It is ruled by Mercury, everybody. So Mercury rules communication. It rules our thought processes. It also rules transportation. Hi, Jessica. I think I had you down. Is that the same? Do I have one Jessica? Jessica. Yep. Okay, we're doing Kishon, and then we're going to swing back to Vaishali. This is for Kishon. Kishon. What is everybody doing for Halloween? Kishon. 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 Kishon, next month in November, as far as your communication style, you are going to be on top of your game. You are going to be communicating with wisdom. It is going to be great for you as far as communication. Your communications are going to seem to flow. You're going to be in a flow as far as communications are concerned. So if you have an interview to go on, or if you have someone you want to talk to, it looks like everything is going to go the way that you want it to go. You have the High Priestess card. You're going to be very in touch with your intuition. So you're going to know what to say, when to say it, things like that. So next month, communication looks great for you. That is for Kishon. Now we're swinging back to Vaishali. If anybody sees Asia, let me know. Oh, okay. So this weekend is going to be really great for you, Jessica. Jessica has several gatherings this weekend, and then she's taking the kids trick-or-treating. How much fun is that? All right, so now we're swinging back to Vaishali. And Vaishali wanted to look at the house that deals with self-image, your outlook on the world, things like that. House number 1. House number 1 is the house of self. It is ruled by Mars. This one just fell out for you, Vaishali. What is your sign, Vaishali? And so before this card came up for you, Vaishali, the Hermit card came out. So this is saying that in November, you're going to tend to be to yourself in November. One minute. This is for Vaishali. Spirit is saying your North Node is in your first house. Okay. So, and then you have the Knight of Cups reversed. My comments are going fast. Let's see. Okay. Vaishali is a Virgo moon, Libra sun, Pisces rising. So you have a lot of water. I'm not seeing your chart, but anyway, Spirit is saying that in November, you are going to tend to be to yourself. You're going to tend to take a lot of time for yourself in November. You have the Knight of Cups reversed. Can you see it? Now, if you are into arts, you might come up with some brilliant ideas next month. Or you might also just find yourself interested in looking at beautiful things. next month. This is for Vaishali. Spirit is saying, watch out for hiding your emotions from the people who need to um, know that you are expressing your emotions towards them or towards a situation. So watch out for hiding your emotions next month. Knight of Cups reversed. That was for Vishali. Wow, look at that. Spirit is on point, isn't it? Isn't Spirit on point? Vishali said she just started drawing last month. That is amazing. And that's what this card talks about. Knight of Cups reversed. When it's reversed, it can talk about you um, wanting to express yourself through the arts. So that's amazing. That was for Vishali. Next is Jennifer. And Jennifer just said she's still watching. So that's great to know. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? Never know if my wrap is coming loose. Let me get this thing situated to the best of my ability. All right. So next is Jennifer. Wow. Yes, that is awesome. Stephanie says the car ahead of her just paid for her drink. I love it. Season of the Witch. Everybody work your magic this season. That is nice to hear, Stephanie. I love to hear stories where people, pay it forward. So somebody just paid it forward to Stephanie, paid for her drink. I love it. So this is for Jennifer. Just doing what it wants to do. Jennifer. Jennifer wants to look at house 2. House 2 mainly deals with finances. It is ruled by Venus. Venus also rules beauty, pleasure, material comforts, things like that. Yeah, that's true, Stephanie. Jennifer, this one just fell out for you, Jennifer. Mm. So, this is for Jennifer. Looking at house 2 for November, you have the Queen of Wands. This deals with being dynamic, being strong. So, Spirit is saying in November, your financial dealings will be strong. Okay? You will be making the perfect moves related to your finances. Um, if you are making some major financial decisions next month, Spirit is saying that you will make the right decisions. You will take the right actions related to your finances. So your finances look like they will be stable next month. Okay. That was for Jennifer. Free one card pull. Next is Ashley. Ashley wants to look at house 12. Let's see. House of Spirituality. Ashley, let's see what is in store for Ashley. Now, house 12 is also the house that deals with what you do behind the scenes as well. That's why we generally say spirituality. Ashley. Ashley. Whoa. Ashley, look at this. You have the Ace of Swords. Spirit is saying you're going to have clarity in relation to your spirituality next month in November. You have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is the ultimate clarity card. It is the ultimate success card. So whatever you start as far as your spirituality, or even if you're doing something behind the scenes that you haven't released to the public yet, Spirit is saying that it is going to be a success. That was for Ashley. Next is Stephanie. Stephanie wants to look at romance. House number 5. It can deal with romance. It can deal with kids. It can also deal with overall creativity. It is a house of fun. House 5 is ruled by the sun. All right, so this is for Stephanie. Stephanie, let's see what is in store for Stephanie. Stephanie. So in relation to romance, you have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And this talks about the fact that things might not be going just the way you want them to go, but they're not that bad. Okay? When the Wheel of Fortune reversed shows up, it can talk about having a little bit of a difficult time and being resistant to change. But overall, it is the Wheel of Fortune. Whether it's facing upwards, reversed, whatever, it doesn't change that it is the Wheel of Fortune. So it's saying that if you're going through challenges related to romance, you're going through them so that when the wheel turns, you will feel the benefits of it when it was reversed. So as far as romance is concerned, Spirit is saying that things are not as bad as they seem. Or things, even if they're not going just the way that you want them to go, that it's not that bad. So there's no challenges, no real hard challenges in relation to romance for you. That was for Stephanie. Next is Lisa. Is Lisa still watching? Thank you, Ashley. I hope you have a great weekend also. Halloween weekend. So, all right. Does anybody see Lisa? Lisa Bantu. Lisa Bantu. Let me pull a card for the collective while I wait. We all love our kids, right, Stephanie? This is a card for the collective. I'm just waiting to see if Lisa is still watching. We have Lisa, Kristen Adamir, Tracy, Anuja, Teresa, and Jessica Ramos. Those are the people on the list. I'm trying to find out who's still watching. Because it's always good to, do someone who's still watching. So I'm just pausing to see who is still here. And I'm pulling a card for the collective. This is just a message for the collective. Okay, so Tracy is still here. This is a card for the collective. Consider this a paper hug, everybody. Everybody, we're giving each other hugs. So consider this a paper hug. We're giving each other hugs today. All right. Let's move on to Tracy. So I don't think Lisa is still watching. Let me scratch Lisa off. Lisa, Kristen Adamir, Asia. All right. So we are looking at Tracy, and Tracy wants to look at house number 5, the house of romance. Tracy, if you are just joining and you would like a free card pull, type in a number between 1 and 12. Oh, Kristen says she's still here. 1 minute. Kristen. And Kristen wanted number 5. Okay. All right, so we are doing Tracy, and then we'll swing back to Kristen. Tracy Layton, looking at romance. And again, the deck that I'm using is the Gilded Tarot Royal deck. Tracy. So, hi, Linda. I have you on the list. Linda Ramatali. Hi, Quetta. And Linda, do you know I still have that wand that you sent me? And I think what I'm going to do is This is going to be our third year switching gifts around the holiday season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a sort of like a package that I send one person who participates. And this is just because we've had successful years of switching gifts. Last year we only had one person who signed up to participate but who didn't follow through. So what I'm going to do is pull names from all of the participants, and and whoever's name is pulled, they will receive an extra gift, which will be a package that I put together. And one of the things in that package is going to be your wand, the wand that you sent. So one lucky person is going to receive that at the end of the year. Okay, I have you down, Nishka. Hi, Quetta. So I was on Tracy. Okay, so Tracy, you wanted to look at romance for next month, and Spirit is saying that it looks like you might have to deal with something that you were not expecting to deal with as far as romance. Excuse me. Spirit is saying that it might feel like betrayal to you. You have the Ten of Swords. Okay. I'm pausing because my computer is saying that I'm disconnected. So let me pause 1 minute. 1 minute. Okay, am I back? Okay, now I have to wait for everybody to get back on. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. I think it's just my internet. So, Tracy, are you still with me? I'm doing a reading for Tracy. I'm doing a one card pull for Tracy, actually. So, it looks like, okay, Tracy's still with us. So, as far as romance is concerned for you next month, Tracy, you are going to be asking yourself, why? Why me? Why am I going through this? Why do I have to deal with this? Okay. Whether you're single or committed, it's like you might be asking yourself, why? Why? Okay. And it can be something simple. Where you feel like you and your partner were going to eat ice cream together and watch Naked and Afraid, and then you catch them watching Naked and Afraid eating ice cream by themselves, and you might feel like, oh, you didn't wait for me. Why didn't you wait for me? It can be something simple like that, or it can be something that really hits close to home that makes you think about your situation. So it looks like you do have some challenges that will be on your mind next month related to romance. That was for Tracy. All right, so we're going to swing back to Kristen. Kristen wanted to look at romance as well. Kristen, I have to keep my eyes to make sure I'm not cutting out. Keep my eyes to see what's going on with the broadcast. Okay, so this is for Kristen Idemir. And Kristen wants to look at number 5, which is romance. The house of romance, everybody. You're welcome, Tracy. Kristen Idemir. Kristen Idemir. Look at this rainbow in this picture. So, Kristen, next month, Spirit is asking you in relation to romance to balance out everything. Balance out your personal life with the romance you want in your life. Also, trust. Spirit is asking you to trust. If you are dating someone, Spirit is asking you to trust them. If you're in a relationship with someone, Spirit is asking you to trust them. If you're not in a relationship with anybody, Spirit is asking you to trust that the universe is sending you someone. Okay, so romance looks good for you, whether you're single, whether you're committed. Because if you're single, the universe is saying be patient and trust that they are sending you someone who is going to be ideal for you. They're also asking you to trust that they are guiding you in your relationships, in your romantic relationships. You have the Two of Pentacles. So it looks like next month is not going to be a bad month for you as far as romance. That was for Kristen. Free one card pull. Next is Anuja. So let's see who's still watching. Anuja, Teresa, Jessica, Linda, Quetta, and Nishka. Are those people watching? Let me know who's here. Let me just play this while I'm waiting to see who's here. Jump up, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. Want to hear that? I just like the little baby dancing. I just can't get enough of that. Like when I watch this, it just makes me so happy. Especially if you're not feeling too happy, watch something like this. Like, how can you not smile watching this? Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. All right, let's get back to the readings, everybody. Okay, Jessica says she's here, so let's go on to Jessica. Okay, Quetta's here. Teresa, you're welcome, Kristen. All right, so great. Okay, I guess Anuja is not here. Let me scratch Anuja off. Teresa is here, so Teresa is next. This is my list. Teresa, Jessica, Linda, Quetta, Nishka. So Teresa wants to look at house number 8. Transformation. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. Teresa, seems like you have a lot going on right now. And sometimes when you have a lot going on, it could be a lot going on mentally, or it could be like literally you have a lot going on. You're going here, you're going there, or it could just be mentally. You're thinking about this, thinking about that, thinking about what happened there, what's going to happen. So, all right, this is for Teresa, everybody. Teresa. And again, thanks so much for tuning in today, everybody, on this Fall Friday. Fall Friday. Thank you, Melanie. I hope you're having a great Friday, too. I hope everybody's having a great Friday. Oh, Teresa says she's been thinking a lot. Yeah, the way the cards fell, it was like, bam, like, whoa, like so much on your mind. Teresa Whitaker. Wow. You could very well have a lot on your mind because in November, things are going to be happening, just popping off, just back to back activity. This is for Tracy. You have the 8 of Wands. The good thing about the 8 of Wands is that a lot of times it deals with synchronicity. So next month, you can feel like things are happening fast. So maybe that is why you have a lot on your mind now, because intuitively, you know that there's going to be a lot of things happening. And you're trying to make sure that you are prepared because you want to make sure that you are ready so you don't have to get ready once all of these things start happening. So Spirit is saying that you're going to have a lot of activity next month, and look out for synchronicities. So a lot of times with synchronicities, they are good happenings. Like you happen to be in the right place at the right time. Things like that are going to be happening for you next month. In November, that is for Teresa. All right, so scratch off Teresa. Next is Jessica Ramos. She wants to look at romance. After Jessica is Linda. After Linda is Quetta. After Quetta is Nishka. Hi, Tanisha. Katie. I'll put you guys on the list. You know what? I don't think Nishka is still here. Let me scratcher. Oh, Nishka. I don't know if Nishka is still here or not. Okay, so Katie, I'll put you on the list. You have to type in a number between 1 and 12. If you are just joining, type in a number between 1 and 12, and I'll pull one free card for you related to that number you chose. Now, if you want 3 areas, it's only 1212. You're welcome, Teresa. Hi, Princess. Oh, we have Katie. Okay, Tanisha chose number 7. Tanisha, 7, Katie, and let's see. What number did Katie choose? Katie. Okay, so if you're just joining, type in which area you would like to focus on for your free card pull for November. Next is Jessica. Jessica wants to look at romance, everybody. Jessica Ramos. Jessica Ramos. Let's go. Jessica. Hi, Daniel. If you're just joining, type in a number between 1 and 12. That'll let me know what area you want to focus your free card pull on. So type in a number between 1 and 12 if you're just joining. Now, if you want to look at 3 areas, then you send 1212 to the PayPal. Jessica Ramos, romance. Jessica Ramos. For Jessica Ramos. So Jessica, I just love the way these cards look. I just love the vividness of these cards. This is the Gilded Tarot Royal deck. I have you down, Daniel. You want number 4. Okay. Princess, you want. Okay, so Princess wants number 5. So Katie, if you're still watching, let me know which area you want to look at. Hi, Jen. Jen wants number 5. Okay. I have you down. Jen Acker, number 5. All right. So we are on Jessica Ramos right now. So Jessica, in romance, next month, if you are involved with someone, Spirit is asking you to put action behind your words. And this can relate to you. It can also be related to something that you need to tell your partner about. So Princess, number 12 is spirituality. So do you want spirituality or do you want romance? This is for Jessica Ramos. So when the Page of Swords shows up, Jessica, it talks about somebody being all talk and no action. So Spirit is saying in relation to romance, you need to have your partner not talk about it. They need to be about it. Okay. So if they're giving you promises, they need to back it up. And you need to reinforce that their words need to be backed up by action. And this could be related to you as well. You know, maybe you are giving empty promises to your partner. If that's the case, Spirit wants you to back up your actions. Back up your words with the proper actions. Even if you're dating, Spirit is saying, pick someone whose actions match their words. That is your message for next month. Make sure your actions match the words that are coming out of your mouth. Make sure if you're dating or in a relationship, make sure their actions are matching up to the words coming out of their mouth. So that was for Jessica Ramos, and Princess actually wants number 5 because number 12 is spirituality. So let's see who's next. Linda Ramatali. And Linda wants to look at home and family life, number 4. Linda. Linda's up there, I think in New York, I want to say. Linda Ramatali. So yes, everybody, just heads up, we are going to do a gift exchange at the end of this year. We did it 2 years in a row now. So um this is going to be the third year that we do the holiday gift exchange. And we're calling it holiday gift exchange because not everybody celebrates Christmas. So we're just saying holiday gift exchange. Um, so we're going to so be looking out for a post related to that. And what we do is we switch names. And then what I'm going to do is after everybody has received their gifts, if everybody has sent the gift to the person that they chose, I'm going to do another drawing where I put a lot of items together, and I'm going to pick one person's name from everyone who actually followed through on the commitment to send someone else a gift. So that's going to be another. I wish I could show you guys. I have ravens in my backyard right now. Let me see. I wish I could turn my camera around. I have one, two, three, four. Wow, I have like four ravens in the backyard right now. The ravens are saying hello, everybody. They look so beautiful, like they are so black. All right, let's get back on track. Yes, it was really fun. And what I did was every time someone received a gift from their secret holiday gift exchange person, um, they posted the picture. So I had a post showing all of the gifts that everybody received. So it was so heartwarming to see that, the season of giving. All right, so this is for Linda Ramatali. Linda Ramatali. What do the Ravens want, everybody? And the Ravens, they always travel in packs. If I didn't have wires and everything hooked up to my computer, I would like turn it around to show you guys these ravens in my backyard right now. Linda Ramatali in New York State. It must be freezing out there right now. Linda Ramatali, Home and Family Life Spirit. In November, Linda Ramatali. So next month, as far as your home and your family life, Linda, Spirit is asking you not to forget your priorities, not to forget the reason for the season, pretty much. Nine of Pentacles reversed. It just basically Spirit wants you to, I don't want to say count your blessings, but remember that you are blessed. Okay, you are blessed to have the family you have. But things don't look bad. Spirit's just saying don't forget your priorities when it comes to your family next month. That was for Linda Ramatali. And I will pull out that the wand that Linda sent that's going to be given away after we do our gift exchange. It's like an incentive for everybody to follow through on the name that they pick. Because like I said, last year, we only had one person who picked somebody's name and didn't send them a gift. So that wasn't bad. So I was just able to go ahead and send them a gift. Hi, Erica. Hi, Sumera. Sumera is in Canada, and she says it's freezing out there already. Wow. Yes. And it's like I said, four of them outside. I don't see them right now, though. Oh, yeah, I do. And they would just be walking around like something is about to pop off. Hi, Ashley. Ashley, Jen says the raven symbolizes wisdom, affection, healing powers, longevity, death, and fertility. Yes. Princess says ravens are a good sign. Ashley wants spirituality. All right, so Ashley wants number 12. Um, Jessica says, it resonates so much. Thank you for your time and energy. Have a good weekend. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to see if did Samara say what she wanted. Jen, Ashley, Sumera, Erica, quote the raven, nevermore. I never realized how gigantic ravens are. I know. Yes, they are huge. And when the sun is shining on them, sometimes their coat can look like a bluish, purplish color. And they always look so neat. Hi D. Oh, Linda's on Long Island and she says it's chilly. So Erica wants number 4. All right. You're welcome, Linda. Sumera. So Sumera, let me know which type in a number between 1 and 12. Next is Quetta. Is Quetta still watching? What about Quetta, Nishka, Katie? I don't know if Katie ever said which area she wanted to look at. Alrighty. Rolling, rolling. Okay, Samara says number 4. All right. Is Quetta here? Nishka? Quetta or Nishka? You guys are next on the list. Try not to skip. Quetta, Nishka, Katie, Tanisha. Quetta is here. Okay, next is Quetta. Quetta wants to look at romance. In vain for your love. All right, I think I like this one better. All right, this is for Quetta. Quetta wants to look at romance, everybody. Quetta and Tanisha is here also. Okay, great. This is for Quetta. I don't own the rights to any music you hear playing. Quetta, Nishka, Katie, Tanisha, Princess, Daniel, Jen, Sumera, Ashley, and Erica. All right, so this is for Quetta. 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 Mm, mm. Let's see what's on the bottom. Mm. So Quetta, this is what you have. This was on the bottom. You have the Seven of Swords, which talks about, it's the Seven of Swords reversed. It talks about being stuck. But your main card is the Magician. Okay. Spirit wants you to stay inspired. Spirit is saying something is going to inspire you in relation to romance in November. You're going to feel inspired. You're going to feel like there is a flow in relation to romance in your life. Okay, you have the Magician card. This can also point to the fact that you might have a magical moment in relation to romance in November. Okay, so Spirit is saying that you're feeling stuck. Spirit is saying that you've been feeling stuck, like something is just not moving the way you want it to move as far as romance. But you have the Magician card as your main card next month related to romance. So Spirit is saying that the magic is still there. for you in relation to romance. So that's something for you to look forward to, especially during those moments where you just feel stuck, where you feel like, it's moving along too slowly. Okay. November. I thought we were in October, everybody. Daniel was saying November is now almost over. No December. Um, let's see who is next. That was for Quetta. Is Nishka here? What about Katie? Tanisha. Let's do Tanisha. Tanisha. Oh, you changed your number to 4. Okay. So we are on Tanisha. Right. That's right. I thought we were in October too. You're welcome, Quetta. Wait, everybody, let's find out what is Daniel talking about. Daniel, where are you? Where are you located? Oh my goodness. Daniel says November is now almost over. No December? Like, okay, where are you located, Daniel? Let's find out about Daniel, everybody. Where are you located, Daniel? Everybody, let's find out what's going on with Daniel. And next on the list while we're waiting on Daniel, Tanisha. Tanisha wants number 4. Now, I did skip over Nishka and Katie because I don't see them in the comments. So if Nishka and Katie, if you are here, let me know. Daniel is in Europe, everybody. So it's about what, 10 o'clock at night right now for Daniel. So maybe he's like a little bit sleepy or kind of like almost in a trance. Um, all right. This, ooh, who is this for? This is for Tanisha. Tanisha, the Sun card chose you, okay, in relation to your home and your family life. So I always say, whenever the Sun card comes up, it is a good omen. Even though it is reversed here, Spirit is letting you know your family life is coming along just perfectly. Even though there are some things that you might want to tweak, you want to upgrade some things and um, stuff like that. But Spirit is saying, ultimately, your home and your family life is happy. It's pretty much happy in November. This is for Tanisha. You have the Sun card, okay? You might feel like there's something that you might be failing in achieving in relation to your home or family situation in November, but Spirit is saying everything is happening according to plans, and happiness is the undertone. So everything is pretty much moving along well. November looks like it's going to be a happy time for you and your family overall. I mean, we all have things that we have to deal with, but overall, Spirit is saying happy home life. That is for Tanisha. Don't you rock my boat? Next is Princess. I think Princess is in Europe also. Am I right? To be rocked. Everybody do something that satisfies your soul, okay? I don't own the rights to any music you hear playing. This is Satisfy My Soul by Bob Marley that is playing. Want my boat to be rocked. Don't rock my boat. All right. Jen says maybe Europe lost a month. Right. Like, what is going on over there in Europe, everybody? We need to go and visit and see what is going on where we can skip a month, okay? Because if I had to skip a month, I would probably skip maybe April. Yeah, I don't like tax season, so. All right, next is Princess. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy my soul. Satisfy my soul. All right, this is for Princess. Princess is in UK, everybody. Whoa. That's right, Daniel. Skip a month so that Christmas can come up. This is for Princess. Princess wants to look at romance. Princess. Princess. You know what? Did I even start recording this? Because I'm always trying to find some material to throw up on YouTube. I mean, to put on YouTube. All right. Yeah, I'm recording. All right. Princess. In relation to romance. If you're in a relationship, you guys might be trying to outdo one another. Um, there is a sense, a feeling of competition. Whenever I see this Five of Wands come up, it can talk about competition. Like you might be trying to outdo one another. You might be trying to buy him bagels where he's trying to buy you croissants or something. You know, it can be maybe sort of like a butting of heads or just a feeling of competition, like trying to outdo one another. And if you're in a relationship, it could have something to do with trying to do something one up for the next person. Now, if you're single, this is saying that you have a feeling of, you might be comparing yourself to others. Okay, she's single. So, Spirit is saying don't try to compare yourself to others. Like you might have some friends who are married and you might feel like, oh, I should be married right now. I should be doing this or I should be in a relationship and things like that. So, Spirit is saying try not to compare yourself to others. Five of Wands is the competition card. Spirit is saying you're not in competition with anyone. Okay. You might also be looking at your ex. You might still be thinking about your ex and feeling like you need to one up on him. And it could be not even related to romance. It just could be related to the fact that you were attached to him romantically and you see what he's doing in his life and you feel like you deeply inside you want to one up him. You might find out he's doing XYZ and you might want to do XYZ to the second power just out of spite. So Spirit is saying that you're not in competition with anyone. So that was for Princess. Let's see who is next. Daniel, Mr. January. Daniel, this is for Daniel. Daniel wants to look at home and family life. Daniel. Daniel, when is your birthday, Daniel? Maybe your birthday is in December or something. Daniel. Satisfied myself. Oh, let's see. Princess says, yes, one up on him because of how he betrayed me. Yeah, and Spirit is saying, remember, you're not in competition with anyone. So Daniel is a Taurus, everybody. You're welcome, Princess. All right, so this is the one card pull for Daniel. Daniel wants to look at home and family life. Daniel, what is the message for Daniel? And again, this is the Gilded Tarot Royal cards deck that I'm using. Daniel, home and family life. Daniel. This one just fell out for you. And you are a Taurus. Let's see what's on the bottom. Seven of Cups. So Daniel, you have the Knight of Swords reversed, and you also have the Seven of Cups. So there is something that you might be undecided about just inwardly. But then with this Knight of Swords reversed, um, this can talk about some type of aggressive um interactions dealing with your home and family life. It can also deal with maybe you have plans to go and visit family, and like the plans will have to be rearranged. Okay, Knight of Swords reverse can deal with travel plans having to be revamped. So, in relation to home and family, if you have family coming to visit you or you're going to visit family, there might be changes or plans that have to be rearranged. Okay, and it can also deal with some type of aggression. So, you might have a family member talking to you in a very aggressive way or something like that. Or you might have to get aggressive in like defending your family or something like that. Daniel says divorce in process. I want to keep the house. Mm, yes. So spirit is saying you have to remain open to changes. Remain open to maybe you have sort of like a vision of how you want things to pan out. But spirit is saying that you have to be open to changes. When this Knight of Swords reversed shows up, it talks about rearranging plans. So that's what you have to look forward to in November. That was for Daniel. Daniel Draximo. Princess says, or skip Christmas to save money. Oh, wow. Let's see. Okay, that was Daniel. Next is Jen Acker. Let's see who's still watching. Jen Acker, Sumera, Ashley, and Erica Parker. All right, let's see who's still watching. All right, I've been on over an hour. So I'm going to do these last few, whoever's on this list. Anyone else who is not on the list, then you send 1212 and I'll do your astrological spread for you. Okay, Jen is here. Oh, and she's the next person on the list. All right, who else is here? Is Sumera here? Is Ashley here? And is Erica Parker here? All right. This is for Jen Acker. Jen Acker. All right. Jen wants to look at romance. Hi, Miriam. Miriam. Okay, so Miriam, you send 1212 to the PayPal and I will do your astrological spread. And you can pick 3 areas because I've been on over an hour, almost an hour and a half. So in order for me to stay on, okay, good. Sumera is here. All right, this is for Jen Acker, everybody. Jen Acker. Jen Acker. Jen Acker. All right, listen up to the woman no cry. Let's read it. Okay, 3 little birds. I like that. Jen Acker. Jen Acker. All right, Jen. In relation to romance, Spirit is saying that in November you might feel like you have lost out on something, like you have missed out on something. Okay? This is the 5 of Cups, and it deals with a feeling of unrecognized opportunities, a sense of loss. So, Spirit, let's see what's on the bottom. And on the bottom, you have the Judgment card. So, Spirit is saying that there is something that needs to change in relation to romance in your life, and you might feel like you have lost out. But Spirit is saying that you haven't lost out, you just have to change your perception of the situation, change your perception um, of romance. So, Miriam, or did you send 1212? I do 3 areas for 12.12. But if you're not already on the list, then you have to pay the 12.12 for me to do the 3 areas. So this is for Jen Acker. Spirit is saying that in November you might have a feeling of lost opportunities or unrecognized opportunities. And it could be a feeling where even if you're in a relationship, it can be a feeling of somebody got away, like the right one got away, like you're Mr. Right or Mrs. Right, whoever. You might feel like they got away, or you might be reminiscing, feeling like, wow, that was a good person in my life. Things like that. So that was for Jen Acker. That was a free 1-card pull. Let's go on to Samara. Samara wants to look at home and family life. So Jen is single. So yeah, Spirit is saying you might start feeling in November like you might be reminiscing on some people that you dealt with in the past. And you might be feeling like, wow, that could have really been a good relationship. Okay. All right. So next is Sumera. Sumera wants to look at home and family life. You're welcome, Jen. Sumera. Sumera. Feel alright. Sumera, you have the Empress. Uh-oh. You have the Empress reversed in relation to your home and family life. So this is saying that in November, within your family dynamics, there's going to be some repression going on. It could be a case where you have family members who want to speak to one another or speak to you, but they're repressing their feelings. So Spirit is saying it is up to you to try to get the family together so that everyone can express how they're feeling, so that you can get everything out in the open and everybody can move on in a peaceful fashion. That was for Sumera. Next is Ashley. Yeah, so the last person, I'm sorry, Miriam. The last person on my list is Erica Parker, and after that, I'm getting off unless somebody pays for a reading. Because I've been on almost an hour and a half. Everything has been free today. Ashley and Erica Parker, are you still watching? Feel alright. Feel alright. You're welcome, Sumera. Okay, Ashley. Ashley wants to look at spirituality. House number 12. Ashley. What is the message for Ashley? Ashley. Answer. Come out. That was 5 of Cups. It talks about unrecognized opportunities. Could have still been the energy for 1 minute. Oh, these commercials. All right, so let me clear the energy. Ashley. Ashley. All right, Ashley wants to look at spirituality. All right, here we go. Ashley. Ashley. Wow. Ashley, I think the same thing happened when I did a reading for you, I don't know, a couple of readings ago, on my broadcast, where this card fell out for you originally. So I put it back in the deck, and you saw me shuffle the cards, and the same card came out. Okay, let's see what's on the bottom. Ten of Pentacles reversed. Yes. We should sing this song to ourselves. Is This Love by Bob Marley. All right. So, as far as spirituality is concerned, Ashley, you have the Five of Cups and then you also have the Ten of Pentacles reversed. So, this can talk about sort of like a back and forth. You might be going back and forth about something related to your spirituality. Okay. And you might be feeling like there's something that you missed out on related to spirituality. Like there's a step that you skipped or that there's something that you missed. So you might find yourself backtracking and going over some things that you've already gone over. And it could be something where you find yourself reading some books that you read already just to let what you already learned kind of soak in. Okay. So that was the message for Ashley. And I thank you all so much for tuning in today. I'm going to jump off now. I've been on almost an hour and a half. And like I said, I really enjoy doing these. But I have some other things to do. So I'm going to jump off. But I thank you all so much for tuning in today. And if you're watching this from YouTube, subscribe and like the video. All right, everybody, have a great day. I want to love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and